Hey, it's Jack. Good morning. Wanted to talk to you about this breaking news from Inman and Housing Wire. Gary Keller from Keller Williams, the famed broker and the famed brokerage, he is now being accused by the former CEO, his name is Davis, of embezzlement at Keller Williams. So the allegations are complex. We're going to go over them briefly here. According to the Keller Williams story over at Inman, there's also the original reporting. We should do credit to Housing Wire for the original reporting on this, but I'm going to cover this from the Inman article. Keller Williams and Gary Keller face new allegations in a lawsuit. The amended complaint. So Mr. Davis, the former CEO, was already suing Keller Williams. That was like a 60-something page complaint, 50-something page complaint that he had already filed. This is now a new, updated, amended complaint that accuses the company and its co-founder of embezzlement. So when you ever think of Keller Williams, you think it's a family, right? They tell you that they have an event every year. It's a family reunion. So there's trouble on the home front, I guess, if you want to use the analogy. Let's scroll down here. The legal battle pitting former Keller Williams CEO John Davis against Keller Williams and Gary Keller himself intensified this month after Davis expanded his list of defendants and upped the ante of his accusations against the brand's co-founder. Davis made his new accusations in an amended complaint filed last week, nearly 3 months after Davis initiated the lawsuit. Now, when this was first filed, I did not cover it. I just thought it was too much inside baseball, but now it's really kind of accelerated, and I think it actually speaks to a larger issue about Keller Williams that I really can't put my thumb on, but it doesn't feel right. Something about Keller Williams itself has never felt right to me. Let's go back to the article. Like the original complaint, the newly filed documents accuse Keller Williams of engaging in fraudulent and illegal business scheme. The amended complaint also reiterates the original allegation that Keller Williams inflated key profitability metrics such as company sales and profits, to convince individuals to purchase Keller Williams regions and market centers. Let's remember that right now, these are all allegations. And of course, let's also remember that I am not your lawyer, and I'm actually nobody's lawyer because I'm not a lawyer at all, too smart to go to law school. Next up, however, the new complaint adds to an original filing accusing Gary Keller of collecting fees from company franchisees and using those fees for himself, his son, John Keller, and to create Keller Williams businesses, amongst other things. Let's also be really clear that this news article only covers, for the most part, the point of view of the plaintiff, the former CEO, Mr. Davis. It does not really represent Mr. Keller's response. And I'm sure he'll have one, especially in court, and he may choose to also argue it in the court of public opinion. But this article is really only based upon the allegations. We have not heard Mr. Keller's response to these allegations, and he should have a equal and fair chance to do that as due process in the United States, of course. Thank God. Gary Keller, quote from the amended complaint, has misappropriated, diverted, and embezzled the millions of dollars in fees collected from franchisees for purposes outside the scope of the franchise agreements. So that is a heavy, heavy, heavy charge. And to fund his own personal ventures through his new holding company, KWX, small x, originally reported by Housing Wire. Responding to the amended complaint, Keller Williams spokesperson David Frost told Inman in an email, once again, John Davis has filed baseless allegations against the new parties to get more press coverage. And yeah, I mean, that is a possibility. Mr. Keller does not really respond deeper than that. He'll have his chance in court, of course, to do so. Keller Williams previously described the suit when it was filed a couple months ago as an attempt by John Davis to smear Keller Williams in the press under the guise of a lawsuit. And so this is definitely a strategy that some plaintiffs use. Let me see if I can embarrass you in the mind of the public in order to get you to settle, right? But there are some details in this amended complaint that are concerning. Among other things, the amendment complaint singles out a company called 72 Sold, which touts itself as a way for homeowners to sell their homes quickly and for high prices. The amendment complaint states that 72 Sold characterizes itself as a lead in marketing platform, but it actually conducts misleading national advertising. And here's the crux. Gary Keller owns 49% of the company that he helped push Keller Williams businesses to use 72 Sold. So if I understand this, and, forgive me if I'm wrong, the allegation is that Gary Keller created this separate independent company called 72 Sold to lead gen, and then he used his position as the founder of the company to get the franchisees to use that company. That's interesting. The complaint also disputes Keller Williams' characterization of Livian, is that how you pronounce it, which started out as a team under agent Adam Hergenrother before branding what it described as a strategic investment for Keller Williams. So we'll get into that later. There's another basically allegation here that of some financial impropriety. The original complaint ran 58 pages, and this one clocks in at 71. The defendants now include John Keller, former Keller Williams president Josh Team, current president Mark King, head of industry and learning Jason Abrams, president of KDW Williams, basically all the top people, 72 Sold, KW Southwest Region, Livian, basically all sorts of corporations that are either directly owned by, founded by, or connected to Gary Keller. So could this once again be some type of media onslaught to embarrass Gary Keller to get him to settle? That is absolutely positively a strategy that's possible, right? That is possible. We can go over to Housing Wire. I do not have a subscription to Housing Wire, but if you do, we want to just give them all credit here to Brooklyn Hahn for originally covering this story just yesterday. So Gary Keller, the headline says, accused of embezzlement in an updated racketeering lawsuit complaint. John Davis, the former CEO, files First Amendment complaint in his RICO suit against Keller and his brokerage. So that's a little bit of a different angle. They're kind of playing up the RICO or racketeering situation when you look at the Housing Wire headline. So, I'm not an expert in this, and again, not a lawyer, but there's just a couple of things. I got a couple of notes here that makes me always and this story feeds into my preconception about Keller Williams. And I don't mean every Keller Williams agent. I don't mean that. I just mean kind of like the core of the company. First off, it's driven by what can no longer, the only way to describe it is a cult of personality, right? By a strong following by one individual, Mr. Keller, to the point where it almost gets like a little overboard. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, that's just a little bit too much, There's also this like family aspect. They have that family reunion. I don't know about you, but I don't want the company I work for to be my family. I want the company I work for to be the company I work for. I already have a family. I don't need to replace my family or substitute my family or have my work be my, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm already stocked up on family, right? I don't need my workplace to be my family. That's just a little It seems like as if they, and I've interviewed there. I remember when I started off, and I've been and people have tried to recruit me over the years. And I just like, we're family. I don't want to be family. This is a business relationship. We could be business partners and we could be friends, but we're not family. Let's not, we're not family. And this financial type of scandal, this type of, especially when it's somehow like all multiple different companies, and that just kind of has the same flavor of a financial scandal that you would get, well, anywhere in corporate America, to be fair, anywhere in corporate America, but it also has that flavor, that the same type of scandal you get in a cult, right? Yeah. So the guy at the top or the lady at the top is making all sorts of money in a number of different ways that is exploitive of the rank and file members, right? Not saying that happened, but that seems to be the allegation, doesn't it? That multi-level marketing thing that seems to be going on at Keller Williams, it's just like doesn't get me. And again, I wouldn't say this is all agents. In fact, it's probably not all agents. It isn't all agents. In fact, I wouldn't even say it's most, at least around here, most of the Keller Williams agents I meet around here are normal. But have you ever met a Keller Williams agent that is just like, they're just way too enthusiastic about the whole thing of like Keller Williams is their life, not serving their clients, but Keller Williams is the focus. Like that just seems tremendously unhealthy, mentally unhealthy. But that's just me. So just my 2 cents on it, probably totally without basis. Anyways, we will follow this story from now on. I'm really interested in your comments. Until then, I'm Jack from Jack Gately Real Estate and the Online Real Estate Academy. Have a great day. Go make some money. Bye-bye.